Yeah, that's right, we're back with another video. And today I'm delighted to be back here in sunny Scotland. I jumped on a plane in Newquay and headed up to Manchester because I've got a few dates playing the electric guitar dotted around the UK. Now I had to prioritise my guitar playing equipment on the plane, and I once again have got no skateboarding stuff. I've also got not really enough time, but that's not going to stop me coming up to the loading bay and having a bit of a go. Now last time I was here I chanced my arm and I hired a skateboarding setup, and I was really pleasantly surprised. So I'm hoping I'll be able to find that same setup and dig it out of their storeroom. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on today. As I say, I've got limited time, but I'm sure we'll find something to have a look at. So enough of my yakking, let's get cracking. I'm going to get in there and have a look at what's cooking. Okay, we're in. Managed to dig out that board I had last time, which is the 8.5 with the Venture trucks and the 52mm wheels. If you want to check out that video, it'll give you all the nitty gritty of the last time I was here if you're interested in that setup. But I've also got lucky because I found out that the schools in Scotland go back in the mid-August, so I've pretty much got the whole of the loading bay to myself. So to warm up the legs, I reckon I'm going to go over on that micro ramp, maybe take a few spins of the bowl, then I'll decide what I'm going to work on. Well, that's the warm-up completed, and I have to say, feeling pretty warm. Managed to wrestle a few old tricks back in the bag, and I have to say that little micro ramp is perfect for learning new things and also working on getting old things back in there. Managed to get that sort of spaghetti western 1 foot impossible sweeper thing back in, and also chanced my arm with a few tricks that involve jumping back on the board. I also had a nip round this massive bowl, and I don't think the video ever does it justice. It's such a lovely long bowl, and it takes ages to pump all the way around. Really gets the blood flowing. Okay, I'm feeling inspired to try something new. I've been watching a few Sean Goff videos, and some of those sweeper combinations are pretty inspiring. So the one I've got my eye on is doing a sweeper and then coming round and getting back on a sort of axle stall and back in. Yeah, that one's a lot of fun. I look forward to trying it on a slightly bigger ramp because I think the pop out would be easier. It'd also feel a lot nicer to come back in. But I think starting on the smaller ramp makes it less scary. So that was a lot of fun. I'm running out of time, so next up I'm going to work on something new. I'm going to try and get the Fakie shuvit going. Now I've already worked on the shuvit stationary, and some of you were kind enough to put in the comments that I should try it rolling Fakie. I think that's most people's idea of the easiest one to work on. So I'm gonna try kicking a few around, maybe get 1 foot on, and then eventually chance my arm with 2 feet on, and we'll call it a day. that was a fun session. Got a really good sweat on. I'm feeling pretty tired. Sadly, I've run out of time, so I gave those Fakie shoves a go, and I managed to get the board to come round and sort of do a little 1 foot on the board and a hop back on. But I wasn't feeling totally confident in it, and I started to get a bit of psychological problem going on. So I think it's worth talking through that, because I know a few of you have commented on having a bit of fear of getting injured. And my issue today is I'm miles away from home. I've got to play the guitar tonight, and I haven't got any of my protective gear really. I've got my wrist guards, but that's the only thing. And it all just started getting inside my head, what ifs? And I'm not sure how it would feel to come off of a sort of bailed shuvit. I think it could be pretty nasty, this big 6'3" clumsy oaf falling straight to the flat. It's going to be elbows, there's going to be wrists. That all got in my head. Of course, what I should do is really sort of man up and chance my arm and go for it. And I think as long as I just go flat out with gay abandon willy-nilly, should come out absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to coming back tomorrow. I think I'm going to give this another go. But if I don't, I've reviewed it just stationary again, and I was hoping that would fill me with confidence, but it just wasn't consistent enough. I think if I can get these every single time in a safe stationary fashion, that might give me a bit more confidence. So perhaps the process going forward is to visualize this a little bit more tonight, come back, do some more practice in the stationary position, and then take it over to the wooden bit where if I come a cropper, hopefully it won't be too emotional. Anyway, if you've had similar experiences, leave those in the comments below. I know a lot of you have to pay the mortgage, and that plays havoc with committing to scary tricks. Now, this shuvit I know is not that crazy, but it is scary for me because it's just fear of the unknown, and I'm not sure what's going to happen if I spoon off. Okay, I've made it down to Creation Skate Park in Birmingham for session 2, and behind me is my favourite spine ramp. Now I'm on another rental board, this time it's number 17, and I have to say, he's not looking the best. The trucks look like they're from some sort of freestyle setup, but it's still like an 8.75 wide deck, so they're not quite lining up when popped in primo. But I'm going to give it a red hot shot. First up, I want to warm up over this mini ramp, get the legs going. Then I'm going to do some stationary shuvits, and then I'm going to attack that Fakie shove. Okay, so sadly I've run out of time. Really gutted not to have got that Fakie shove. But I'm sort of pleased that I popped my feet on it a couple of times. When I really did commit, what I expected happened. I shot out, landed on my elbow and my wrist, and they're smarting a bit. And I wanted to give it a few more goes, but if I don't go now, I'm going to miss my sound check. So I thought I'd talk briefly about dealing with failure and disappointment, because I think this is the first video I've ever made where the trick I set out to do, I didn't actually complete. And it gives a bit of an anti-climax to the video, but I think it's a good opportunity to talk about something we all face, which is the disappointment of failing and not learning the trick that we were going for. I'm used to just missioning it, staying on until eventually I make a scrappy one. And I think with these ones, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more patient. But I am feeling pretty sort of down. I was really pleased with yesterday getting back on the mini ramp and getting some of those old tricks back and learning a sort of new one. And it's great to have a ride around here, get back on my favourite spine ramp. But the board is unfamiliar. I'm miles away from home. I really don't want to injure myself properly. I think I got away with it when I slipped out, but I wouldn't want to risk too many more of those. I think on the next session I'm going to put all my Iron Man suit of pads on. I'll be on that, board that I'm familiar with, and then I'm going to go for it, and hopefully I'll eventually be able to make a Fakie shuvit at 50 years old. If you've had similar experiences, then please do leave those in the comments below. And also, this video is a bit of a different style. It's a bit more vloggy, a bit more of a hodgepodge of loads of different things, because I didn't really know quite what I was going to do. So if you like this style of video, then you can also leave that in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. I make new videos all the time. And you can also follow me on Instagram at John Bishop Skate. As ever, my name's been John Bishop, and I'm a middle-aged guy learning how to skate.